How do I know it's time to change? Now, this is a question I get a lot. Hi, it's Katya. I'm an author and a coach. And today I'd like to talk about recognizing the need for change. Now, you may be unsatisfied or even unhappy with your situation or aspects of your situation. This can be feeling stuck in a job that doesn't feel meaningful to you anymore, or being in a place that doesn't feel like home, or being in a relationship or a marriage that doesn't nurture you or that has even turned toxic. And as many of my clients ask, you may know all that, but how do you know it's time to stop? Stop trying, stop enduring, stop being patient, and time to move forward, to make the bold decision to change things, end the relationship, change jobs, or even fields, move homes. So how do you know? And my answer always starts with, actually, you already know. You just need to really, really listen. I've wrestled with this question myself in the past. And deep down, I had known the answer. I had known it for years, yet I wasn't acknowledging that inner knowing. And of course, I wasn't taking action because it's challenging to take action, even if you know, right? It's not easy. And deciding to listen to that persistent inner voice and trusting my intuition was the tipping point for me. In my case, that voice was telling me that the way I was living my life was no longer authentic. I didn't feel like myself. The dissonance, not honoring my core values, was deafening. And so taking the bold decision at the time was survival. And it felt like a no-brainer, as hard as it was. Your intuition may say something different, but something that's equally powerful and decisive. I had a client, I'll call her Sarah, who was a former finance executive that I worked with. And she told me she stood in her kitchen one night after she had put her kids to bed, and she found herself, experiencing this very strong feeling, this very strong knowing that life was passing her by. Her children were growing up and they didn't need her as much anymore. And her job, which was once her passion, didn't feel as meaningful. And she was asking herself, is this it? Is this it for me? Now, like Sarah, many of us reach a point where we question if we're living the life we truly desire, where we question whether we're living our own life or somebody else's life. And that's a tough question to ask yourself, and that's a tough thing to acknowledge. And it's important to recognize the signs that it's time for a change and that you're ready for it. Maybe there's a dream that you've had that you haven't fulfilled yet. Maybe it's a talent you haven't explored, or just a sense that you want more from life. For example, when Sarah came to me, she had no idea which direction she wanted to go. She just knew that something had to change with her work, for example. And through our work together, she realized that she had really, really enjoyed bringing people together and organizing events. And this had nothing to do with her finance background, but it was something that brought her joy, that she was passionate about and good in, and that up to now she hadn't considered as anything else than a hobby. And acknowledging this was the first step in her reinvention journey. And like I said, sometimes we don't even know what it is that needs to change, but we know that something has to change, and that's okay. Once you make that first bold decision to make the change, the answers start coming in, and sometimes they really flood in so much that you ask yourself, why have I been ignoring that inner knowing all this time? And sometimes this doesn't happen on its own, and you need someone to guide you or to give you that gentle nudge or the accountability, someone to ask the powerful questions that will help you move forward and stay moving forward. So if Sarah's story or my story resonates with you, then I invite you to join me on Friday together with my Swiss story and my dear friend and colleague Pragati for the Mindset of Reinvention webinar. The details are below. And I know that reinvention often sounds like a big word and like something, intimidating or just simply something big. And it's really about a few simple changes you need to make in the way you think about it and the way you approach it. And I'd love to talk about that. So hopefully see you on Friday. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.